Hi, good morning and welcome to Warung Kampung. We're in a joglo today and we're going to eat something Indonesians love for breakfast. One of my favourites. It's bubur ayam, which is chicken porridge. It comes with a soup to pour in and sambal. So what more can we ask? So today we're going to be discussing a choice other than Bali. Where would you visit if you weren't visiting Bali? Well, there are so many choices, and today I'm going to specifically discuss what to do in Java. See you on the other side. So as you can see, the bowl's empty. Fantastic. Filling under a pound. Under a pound. Amazing value for money. That's after tax. So, before we begin, I'd like to shout out to all my subscribers. I know it's early days, but I've made 100 subscribers. Of course, I'm not famous, I'm not a personality, I don't have 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 subscribers, but I've got 100. And if you're watching this and you like the channel, please subscribe. So, today we're talking about other than Bali, where to visit in Indonesia. And there's one island above all that you must visit. In fact, I'm going to say that Java will be the next big thing in tourism. Simple as. And let's go through a kind of itinerary that I would recommend. Others will recommend different things. So let's go. Before we do, one last thing. If you come to Bali, you haven't seen Indonesia. If you come to London, you haven't seen England. If you've gone to New York, you haven't seen America. You have to absorb other areas and travel outside of cities to really learn about a country. And remember, it's the people you meet, not the places you visit. So let's begin with Ibu Kota, the mother city. Now, Jakarta won't be the capital city for much longer. In fact, officially, I think it has already changed. However, I would recommend staying in Jakarta. Jakarta isn't quite the same as it used to be, and I know that's a boring statement, but it's a fact. And later, I'll be doing a video on the Suharto years. Amazing times. However, Jakarta still has a lot to offer, not least Taman Mini, which is Indonesia in miniature. You will visit there and visit all the provinces. And when I say you'll visit all the provinces, there'll be a room or a house that is built traditionally. So you'll go to North Sumatra, you'll go to Sulawesi, and you'll see the architecture. You'll see the fabrics and the textiles. There'll be a lot of people who are wearing the national dress of that area. It's so much worth a visit. It was very controversial at the time it was built in the 70s. The president's wife, Ibu Suharto, she got a lot of stick for building this because, of course, Indonesia was a poor country in the 70s, but quite a visionary. Taman Mini is a must if you visit Jakarta. A couple of other areas, and they're almost next door, would be Monas and the National Museum. Be aware, pickpockets are around in Jakarta especially, of course everywhere, so just hold on to your wallet a little. Taman Fatahila is very much worth a look at also. It's the historic district. 1 or 2 days Jakarta, and then I would suggest off to Bandung. And when I say off to Bandung, I mean Lembang. Now, there is a high-speed train. It's just come out, I think, last year, which gets you from Jakarta to Bandung within, I think, an hour and a half maximum. So, well worth it. Scenic, it's very scenic, is especially after 10 or 15 minutes. Well worth doing is the train. And get to Lembang. Yes, have a look in Bandung, but I wouldn't necessarily even stay there a night. I'd go straight up to Lembang. And there's one place you must go to. I would probably say it is the most atmospheric restaurant in the world. Not that I've been to every restaurant in the world. And the name is Kampung Down. Whenever we did field trips, and we took about 40 field trips to Bandung during my stay in Jakarta, we always visited Kampung Down, and the kids were amazed and had a fantastic time. Other things to do in Lembang, maybe Dirange for kids, treetops. There is lots to see in Lembang, lots. So, after Bandung, let's go to Jogja, which is kind of the cultural heart of Java. A couple of days, go to a puppet show, go to a dance. They can be very long, so be aware of that. The Ramayanas can go on for hours and hours, but they have a tourist version, I believe, for about an hour. Outside of Jogja, there is one of the most historic temples in Indonesia, which is of course Borobudur. It's about an hour's trek and obviously a must-see. Also, I would probably recommend Dieng Plateau. So Jogja, a lot to see. There's Parangtritis if you want to go to the beach. One of my favorite hotels is there called Queen of the South. Fantastic view of the Indian Ocean. Okay, so moving on, then we're going to do Mount Bromo, must-see, and Ijin, must-see. Be careful at Ijin. We had somebody fall and die, a Chinese tourist recently. These are volcanoes. Ijin is, well, it's not a place you'd want to fall into. Let's put it that way. One thing I've heard is there are a lot of Chinese tourists now doing the tour of Bromo and Ijin, so be aware, it might get rather loud up there. Okay, now, a lot of people will stay in Malang when they're going on towards Bali or coming from Bali. No, take an hour and go to Batu, B-A-T-U. This is my hidden gem of Java. It is an amazing place to stay. There's waterfalls, museums, the secret zoo, and it's just, you could call it tacky, but it's a lot of fun. I promise you, you will not be unsatisfied with Batu. Now, outside of Java, we've got Bukit in Sumatra, we've got Lake Toba, we've got Toraja, we've got Kalimantan, the list is endless. But let's just center on Java. And one thing I'm missing out, of course, is the second biggest city in Indonesia, which is Surabaya. Well, the reason I'm not recommending that is they've closed Dolly. And for those who don't know what Dolly was, I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, that's my discussion for today. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, bye bye. Don't